Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, children of all ages, welcome back to our what is this? Our fourth installment of uh, our quest for 100,000 views. I am the Old Humble Guy. I am with the Old Humble Distilling Company. This is the Old Humble Distilling Company's channel, and you've either stumbled across or intentionally come here. Cheers, Eric. Nice to see you. And nice to see you in chat. Stay tuned. This is going to be awesome. This is some great information, by the way, that I am super excited to share uh, of what we've accomplished over the last 3 weeks, really. Um, and but to get there, first, here's the title screen of what we're doing. This is episode number 4, Quest for 100,000 Views. I'm the Old Humble Guy. Don't forget, like and share, all that stuff. So what we've done since um, Valentine's Day, really, right around the 15th, is I started this series of Quest for 100,000 Views. And the reason I'm doing this series of a Quest for 100,000 Views is I'm going to start having bands, and I want to have more guests on my happy hour. I want to have bands come to the distillery. I want to start doing shows where I show off talent of other people, not just me. I mean, I'm a dope who has a distillery and a YouTube channel, and that's fine. You know, if I do my happy hours and nobody watches me with my nonsense, that's fine. But if I bring on guests, I want other people to see their nonsense. Um, and their nonsense is usually pretty awesome. I've had some really good guests on my happy hour, some really fantastic conversations, some really great interviews. And when I looked back at the history of the channel, like nobody's watched them, and it's disappointing. I find it disappointing for my guest that they come on to the show and then nobody sees it. My science advisor Tanya, Lisa comes on the show with her Unhinged as my co-host. I've had actresses, actors. I've had the executive director of Kevin Bacon's nonprofit. I've had uh, bloggers, reporters, local personalities, local comedians, local performers, performing artists, all kinds of cool stuff. Um, cheers, Whiskey Lovers Society. Good to see you in the house. And when I start doing my behind the scenes stuff, more behind the scenes stuff from the distillery, when I'm showing off our equipment, when I'm showing off the processes that goes into making the whiskey itself, and all that cool stuff, I want people to see that. Uh, and and truth be told, I don't care if it's 1 million or if it's 100. I would much rather more than zero. And when I looked back at the history of the channel, the reality is that not a lot of people are watching, and that's 100% on me for not knowing how to properly use the YouTube algorithm. Um, so I embarked on this process of getting, of doing better with the algorithm, better presenting my shows that I do on the channel, better presenting my channel, better presenting the shows that I do on the channel, better basically doing all the stuff that I do for my bottles of whiskey for the channel itself in order to raise the visibility for my artists and performers and make it worth a damn for them to actually come on the show. And this light is too damn bright. That's better. Um, what have we done? Well, first, starting around the 6th of February, I started watching copious amounts of YouTube videos of how to raise views, how to get more subscribers, how to engage, how to, all the stuff. Shit tons of bad, super bad advice. I mean, this is bad. Where's the, I've got, there's, there's a whole string of bad advice right there. Bad advice. Just bad advice. That's one of them. That's just one. Super bad advice. Um, some of it's good, some of it's bad. Most of it's bad. And most of the really bad advice is canned advice that they just come right at you. You're like, I want to get more views. Well, this is what you should do. Go find a trending topic and make a video on a trending topic. Well, I'm not going to make a video on a trending topic just to make it. I don't have my coffee. Damn it. I need to send a text to get my coffee brought to me. Hold on a second. I'm not going to make a video on a trending topic just to make a video on a trending topic. I'm not going to do that. Um, hang on, I need to get my coffee brought to me. My coffee from the table. Sorry about that. I'm not good at editing because I don't have a lot of time to sit around and edit. I'm not going to go dig up a dumb topic and just do a topic. I'm not going to sit here and do it. I can't. I don't have time to do that. I make whiskey and I have a YouTube channel. Yes, Whiskey Lovers Society, but trust me, bear with me. You're going to see this. You're going to see this really cool graphic in just a second. I want to show something. Um, uh, yeah, most are absolute BS. Thank you very much. My lovely assistant has just brought me my coffee, and this is the best coffee. You know why it's the best coffee? Because it's here, it's in my hand, and I can drink it. It's not that great, but the best coffee you have is the coffee you have. If you have like 3 different cups of coffee, you can choose which one's the best. But if you only have one, that is the best cup of coffee. Anyway, the best advice that I've gotten is advice that answers the question, that asks the question first of why are you doing this? That is the best advice that I've ever gotten. Not the advice that answers the question you ask. The question you ask is, how do I get more whatever? Subscribers, views, get monetized, blah, blah, blah. The best advice I've ever gotten asks the question, why are you doing this? The best advice I've ever gotten in education, the best advice I've ever gotten in business, the best advice I've ever gotten in running, biking, YouTube channel, whatever it is. Not answering the question you asked, because the question you ask is, I want to run faster. Somebody take care of that troll. Actually, I think I have to take care of that troll because I think I'm the one who's a moderator. Crap. Hang on, let me take care of this ding dong. Fuck it. Maybe it doesn't matter. Remove it. There it goes. Gone. Bye. No matter what it is, I need to do better in my relationship. I want to do better with my career. The first answer to that request for advice is a question. Why do you want to do this? I don't want to get more subscribers for the sake of getting more subscribers. I don't want to get monetized for the sake of getting monetized. What I really want to do is get more views for my performers. I want to get more views so I can more effectively market my whiskey. I want to get more I want more people to see my channel. I want more people to see my videos. End all, be all. Done and done. Because I'm not a YouTuber, I'm not looking to monetize. Well, I would love to have the channel monetized just to be able to say I monetized it. But monetizing my channel isn't the key to my business strategy. Monetizing my channel is a function of the business strategy. The business strategy is, of course, selling whiskey. I make whiskey. That's me right there. So that's the goal. That's the intent. So that's the first bit of really good advice that I can share. Is the best advice you can get answers your question with a question of why do you want to do this? Why do you want to do this? And the best channel that I've found, I'll put a link in the description. The best guys that I've found that give this good advice is channel makers. They actually have this, channel makers. They actually have a video which states that explicitly of why do you want to do this? Build your channel in a way that fits your goals for what you're trying to accomplish. Because not everybody wants to get monetized for the sake of getting not everybody wants 1,000 subscribers, needs 1,000 subscribers. Not everybody needs 1 million views. Not everybody needs to be Mr. Beast. Not everybody needs to be Incursus or Raptor. No, not everybody needs that. But if you build a channel in keeping with what you want to do, the channel growth will follow your goals, and your goals don't necessarily have to be 1 billion subscribers. Your goals can simply be, look, I want 100,000 views a year. That's it. And if you get 100,000 views a year, what happens ultimately is all of the other growth strategies flow from there. You're not making videos that you're not comfortable with. You're not building a channel you're not comfortable with. You're not making a product that you're not comfortable with. You're not doing things that you're not comfortable with and trying to put your round peg into a square hole, or your square peg into a round hole, or your triangular peg into a octagonal, whatever it is. You're not trying to do things that are not comfortable to you, and then you're staying within what your comfort level is. And it may simply be that there's not a market for what there is that you're trying to do. But spoiler alert, there's like 90 trillion people on YouTube. There's a market for what you want to do. It may be a small market of only 5,000 people or 500 people or 5 people, but there's a market. And even if that market is only 5 people, talk to your 5 people. I mean, how many jobs do you have that you go to where 5 people stand there to watch you work? Not many, not many at all. I mean, I know plenty of comedians who get on a damn stage and perform to an empty room. Um, and that's basically what they do, and they love doing it. They enjoy it. Cheers to Tuna Emperor. Welcome to the show. But let me show you what has happened over the course of the last 3 weeks of doing this process of me going through. And yes, Whiskey Lover Society, you're 100% correct. Uh, it's all about the sales funnel. You take the big sales funnel where when I'm in the stores doing my tastings, there's I know my hit rate roughly. My hit rate roughly is about 30 to 50%. So if I'm going to sell a dozen bottles of whiskey, I need to present my whiskey to 35 people. A third of them are going to buy a bottle. To get 35 people to take a shot, take a sample, I need to talk to 100 people. My hit rate's roughly 30%. So for every single person that comes through the door, I need to talk to, for every 100 people that come through the door, I need to offer them a sample. A third of them will say yes. Of those 30 people, a third of them will buy a bottle, and I'll sell a dozen bottles. That's the math. And it's the same math in YouTube. You need to get your video presented on the browser, the 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 homepage, the browser features, the search features, whatever it is. You need to get it presented, and then somehow you need to catch their eye. You need to know your hit rate. Your hit rate is your click-through rate, and anywhere between 0 and 100%. My case, it's closer to 2 or 3%, and I need to work on raising that up. But I've got evidence that it's working. So that's your thumbnails, that's your descriptions, that's your show titles. Improve all of that stuff, and then uh, uh, you get more views. You get more views. Nobody knows you have good content if they don't click on your thumbnails and your descriptions. So you need better descriptions, better thumbnails. And that is also some really bad advice, because better doesn't mean anything. So, what is better? Better is a big old human face and a descriptive title of what you're doing. And last week in episode 3, I talked about the SEO improvement, making better titles, using SEO to make better titles, using keywords to make better titles and better descriptions, and improving your search engine optimization so that it gets on that page. Go look at episode 3. That was some like very actionable, tangible advice that I was able to employ, which is far better than just better, because better doesn't mean shit to anybody. Better just means less bad. And if you don't know the difference between good and bad, you don't know how to be less bad. So go check out episode 3. I don't have the cards or anything. You can go find it. It's not hard. There's a whole playlist. It's easy to find. Um, I'm going to get rid of this logo because it is a little bit distracting, and I already have the logo right there, so I don't need the floating logo down here. All that said, let me show you what we have done. If I can get this screen up, Gerald, my technician, is going to help me out here. Did this work? Bingo! Gerald, the technician, is doing the Lord's work. Let's get this screen. I see it in the preview. This is a comparison of February 2022 to February 2021. And I want to show you in 3, 2, 1. Looky there. This is evidence that the shit that I've done over the last 3 weeks has actually worked. The first column is browser features that are showing the traffic source. 237 views from the browser features versus 52 the year before. The shorts feed, I don't count the shorts feed. I'm intentionally ignoring the shorts feed because I had a short this month and I didn't have a short in February of 2021. That doesn't really count. But the shorts will be on a future. Uh, uh, Lisa is only on the Thursday night show, Tuna. She's only on the Thursday night show. She's got a life. People coming from my channel pages. Last week I also improved my channel page by cleaning up all the mess that was on my channel page. 114 versus 32. YouTube search. This is a direct result of using better keywords and a more focused approach to making videos. 69, nice, versus 6. That is a 10-fold improvement. And then the suggested videos, 5 versus 55. That is another 10-fold improvement. I have improved my search, my appearance on the browse features by 4-fold, 400% improvement on the browse features. My channel pages, that's a 30% improvement. Search is a 1,000% improvement. Same with the suggested videos. That is 100% evidentiary proof that what we've tried to do over the past 3 weeks has worked. And not for nothing, this month, from the 6th, from really the 14th forward, we have had our best month of, almost our best month of performance. We're at like 750 something views as of this morning. As of the end of the day yesterday, 750 views, and our best month ever is like 806. So just straight up comparison to all the previous months, the stuff that English words, the tips and tricks that I've gotten from these guys, channel makers, and I'm going to put their link in our description because they're great guys, or a great guy. I assume that's a whole team, but the videos are one guy. I'd love to get him on the show if he would like to join me for a panel talk. Great guys, and they've given great advice. And the latest video that I've pulled advice from, I'm going to share that advice today. I'm going to full on share that advice, and we are going to. I'm going to talk about that advice that I've gotten from those guys because Lisa's not always away on Thursdays. She's usually here on Thursdays. She was out of town this Thursday, but I was sick this Thursday. So, no, we didn't have a show last Thursday. We didn't have a show Thursday. We didn't have a show Friday. This show was supposed to be Friday. We had to postpone it. Tuna, take care of that troll that just popped into chat. See if you can handle that guy. Thank you there, bud. Appreciate that. The Russian trolls are on the march, not merely physically, but also virtually. Glory to Ukraine, for what that's worth, way over here in Texas. Okay, let me show the seven really good pieces of advice that I can share. I'm going to cut to my next scene. Gerald, thank you. First off, get started. Get started. There's no time like now to begin making videos. If you're uncertain, you will build the skills you need to build while you're making videos. I've often said that the people most qualified for the job are the people who have the job. Um, yeah, Whiskey Lovers Society knows these guys. So cheers to you. The best people qualified for a job are the people who are doing the job. We talk about that at presidential elections. The people most qualified to be president are the people who are currently president. Most of the time, that's been proven wrong in the past, notably recently. But you're never going to be qualified and have the skills to make videos for the YouTubes until move this down even a little bit more. You're never going to be qualified to make the videos for YouTube until you start making the videos for YouTube. There's a particular set of skills you need to have. And you may already have those skills, but those skills get honed and improved and sharpened with every video you make. Uh, uh, and that's hey, cheers, Tara. Tara Smith's Kitchen, driving to Alabama. Thanks for tuning in. Please keep your eyes on the road. I am not speaking with my hands. Uh, I'm moving my hands, but I'm not speaking with my hands. Listen to my ears. Listen with yours, not your eyes. Tara was popped into the distillery on Saturday and picked up a bottle, and she is a over the road driver, a trucker. Uh, anyway, but for real, you're never you're not going to be able to get the skills and the confidence and everything you need to do to get started until you start doing it. And that's the best advice I've gotten when running, when biking, when going to school, studying, whatever it is. Just do it. Open the damn book and do it. If you want to write something, you want to write the book that I don't have any ideas for, just start writing. Start on the top of the page. Once upon a time, it was a dark and stormy night. Whatever your stupid go-to starting, it was a sunny day in the Vale, and then just go from there and start writing, start recording, start making videos. You're never going to get the skills and confidence that you need to do to start making videos until you start making videos. Just do it. Just start recording it. That's it. Start recording it. Record some shit, post it to YouTube. There you go. Done and done. Now, poof, you're a YouTuber. Just like that. You want to start running a marathon, go run around the block. You want to ride your bike cross country, ride your bike around the block. I can't stress this enough. An elephant is eaten one bite at a time. You have to start. You have to start getting there's and start before you're ready is the best advice that I've ever gotten when it comes to making videos. Just do it. You don't need to get all the fancy equipment. You don't need to get the lights. Just do it. Just fucking do it. And that brings you up to number 2. While you're doing it, find your voice. Make videos about everything. Whatever you feel you want to make a video about today. Do vlogs, do live streams, do edit some stuff together. In the early stages, April 2020 is when we started uploading videos. And over the course of these 2 years, almost 2 years now, I've done movie reviews. I did a commentary show. I did cocktails. I've done I've done all kinds of random shit. But the 3 types of shows that I'm most comfortable with and actually have the most engagement with my audience are live stream happy hours, behind the scenes videos from the distillery, and live music. This is kind of a diversion off that path a little bit. It's kind of a live stream happy hour with a specific topic, but those are the 3 videos that I'm most comfortable with. And I've gone back through all of my portfolio of shows and hidden or deleted everything that wasn't a live stream happy hour, a live behind the scenes of what we do at the distillery, or music. If it's not one of those 3, I've gotten rid of it because it's not a video that I'm comfortable with. It's not within my comfort zone, and it's not some of the best work that. In fact, some of our live streams are not the best work we've done. I've done game night stuff, game night live stream game night happy hours when I just kind of come on and I chat, and I play a game. I kind of slot those into stuff that we do quote unquote well, part of the voice of what we do, because it's a happy hour type of thing, and I'm just like goofing off playing a game, and we're chatting while I do it. Um, but I've cut those back significantly. I don't know if I'm going to do those much at all going forward. But behind the scenes, you're going to see stuff that I'm doing at the distillery. You'll see that during the day. This kind of counts as kind of behind the scenes because it's part of what we're doing. But that's uh, uh, find your voice along the way. That falls into the line of find your niche, niche your videos, whatever it is. The niche basically that we're falling into as a channel is live stream happy hours. That's what we do. We make good times. We have now 3 happy hours during the week. If we can fit them in, we're going to have live music on Fridays and Saturdays, and then behind the scenes during the day. Boom. That's our schedule. And then make your introduction video for your channel describing that, so they can come to your channel and see what they can expect. And that video can also get a lot of engagement and a lot of views, and it's fun. It's fun to do it, and it's a good way to help not just not so much define yourself, but focus your energies, and that's important. And then number 3 is build your skills. So once you've gotten started, you find your voice, you find your niche, you find what it is and your style, your particular style and uh, uh, style of videos that you like to do. Build your skills in that direction. You don't have to build all of the skills for YouTubing. You don't necessarily need to know how to well, I mean, you want to know rudimentary editing, at least rudimentary editing, but you don't need to know how to make a movie. You don't need to know how to direct people. You don't need to know necessarily, 50 different camera angles. You don't need to know all the technical stuff. You don't need to know all the stuff, but you need to know how to build your skills in the direction of what it is you're doing. I don't need to know how to make beer. I know how to make beer, but I don't need to know how to make beer because I make whiskey. I build my skills in the direction of making whiskey. I build my skills not in the direction of uh, high finance. I build my skills in the direction of making whiskey. I don't need to know everything about building every business. I only need to know one thing about building my business. And that's the same way with your YouTube channel. You don't need to know how to make live streams if your skill set is not with live streams. You don't need to be able to fill an hour with talking if that's not your skill set. If your skill set does not lend itself to eliminating dead air gaps, then you don't have to worry about that. Not everybody is a radio voice. Uh, not everybody can interact with chat and talk to people and pivot during a live show. I mean, God knows, if I didn't do this in college, I would not be able to do this now. And if in college I had done more pre-recorded and edited shows, I would probably do more pre-recorded and edited shows now. But that's that. Then number 4, once you have built your skills and found your voice, then you need to transition your content, not just for making videos for yourself or for not making videos for finding your voice and for your own entertainment and for yourself, but start making videos that engage with the audience. You found an audience, you've started building your skills, you found your voice, you've gotten started. That's the most important. But you found your voice, you found your niche, and you're building your skills toward that. Start thinking about what your audience wants, and then start making videos, transitioning your content towards that audience. This is when you go back in time into your portfolio of videos and you start getting rid of stuff that's of lower quality, not within your niche, not within your focus, and you start, closing down these avenues of videos that just really aren't part of what you want to make and what you want to do. It's focusing your channel and focusing what it is that you're doing so that you're making content specifically for your audience and not so much for building your own skills and finding your own voice. That's a tricky transition to make, and there's not a really good way to. Sorry, I had the 4 over my left eye there. There's not a really good point in time where you can say this is when you do it. In fact, there's not a really good point in time for any of these to say this is where you go from 1 to 2, this is where you go from 2 to 3. The only really good one where you can say this is where you start on this transition point is at 1. If you don't have content, get started making content. There you go, done and done. But there's every line between these guys is kind of a fuzzy line. And you can go from 2 to 3 and 3 to 4 and 1 to 2 kind of at the same time. You can start doing 1 to 4 and 2 to 4, and you can just start doing most of these at the same time. And then once you've figured out the content that you want to make and you've learned how to start applying it to your audience, you take that formula, you replicate it, and you repeat it. You replicate and repeat, replicate and repeat. And I know replicate and repeat kind of mean the same thing, but there's more to the repetition of the process because there's not an end point to all this. This is a process, and you repeat the process where you put out a video and you review the analytics and you review the performance and you see what worked and you see what didn't work, because the algorithm is changing all the time, just as much as the audience is changing and just as much as you and your own focus is changing. So you look and see what's working, and you go back and you repeat it and you see if it's continuing to work, and you tweak things along the way, and you do it again and you do it again and you do it again. Every bit of content that you produce is a process. And of course, it's also important during this entire process. The important thing to remember is you're improving yourself along the way and seeing what works and focusing what it is that you do to continue doing it, and it sticks within the mission of what you want to do. You don't ever you don't slide off from I want to showcase local talent to I want to get some, because you can take that bad advice. You can always slip into that bad advice and get off your main mission and go hire a Fiverr guy to monetize your channel, or hire an influencer to get you views, and they can go and they can plug in your videos to view bots and Reddit forums and all that, and you can get a big surge of traffic, and it is all smoke and no fire. And it's much better to have 50 engaged viewers than it is to have 50,000 disengaged viewers. I'd much rather have 5 views, 10% of my subscribers. If I only had 50 subscribers, I'd much rather have half of them watching my videos, or 10% of them watching my videos, and have 50,000 subscribers and only have 5 or 10 people watching the videos. Because the algorithm looks at that too. If you have a huge number of subscribers and nobody's watching your videos, the algorithm's like, he's not making anything worth watching. So the algorithm doesn't support you. So all the time when you replicate and repeat and continue to reiterate the process, always, always, always keep it within the focus of what it is you want to do and why it is you're doing this. Stay focused on that. Never forget why you're doing this. And that's part of the replicate and repeat process. You find you start making your content for your audience, and then you replicate that content and you repeat the process, keeping it in the mission that you've set out of why you're doing this. And then on to 6. Now that you're, now this is the definition of your successful channel. You've got your content, you're making it for your audience, you're replicating and repeating the process. Now you exploit the revenue streams. And you can exploit the revenue streams from jump. You can have 0 subscribers and 0 viewers and start exploiting revenue streams. But if you have 0 subscribers and 0 viewers, what the fuck are you revenue? What are you doing? You've got no community. You've got no people. What revenue streams are you exploiting? You can't. There's, that's cart before the horse. I mean, you can begin with the end in mind, obviously, but you want to you want to build for the right reasons. Get the viewers, get the subscribers, get the work going, get the process working and going. This isn't like, nobody. This isn't uncharted territory. This is a this is a, I want to say it's like a formula, but it's not really a formula, but it's kind of a formula. Um, it's literally what an algorithm is. It's a formula. It's a program. But you get it going, you get it going, you get it going, and then you start plugging that into the money machine. And there's several revenue streams from Amazon stores to Patreon to memberships to there's 100 different revenue streams that you can start exploiting. And once you have the audience, you can start exploiting that revenue stream. And it helps to build your market and build your audience with exclusive events and exclusive performances and things like that. So uh, there you go. That's number 6. And then finally, I know I've been going on with this forever. Finally, old humble guy. Building your authority, and you can start building authority from jump as well. Uh, you're the expert in your field. You're making your videos. You're the expert in your field. Uh, act like it. I've told people that, God, 1,000 times. I'm afraid to speak in front of people. I don't want to talk about my me, 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 me. Look, they asked you to stand up in front of the audience and talk about your experience. You're the only one who has had your experience. You're the expert in your field of your experience. Don't They're looking at you for the answer. Give them the answer. Let it be a wrong answer. Who cares? You think I'm an expert at building a channel? I'm not an expert at building a channel. I'm a dum-dum who makes whiskey and has a YouTube channel. I've I've taken other people's advice and plugged it into my channel, and it's worked. And I am here to tell you stuff that works. This is what I've done, and I'm right about in between 3 and 4 right now. Kind of 3 and 4, and I'm learning 5. This is kind of where I am. Um, and I pretty much did all of this from 2 down here to 5 over the course of February. Um, that's pretty much where I'm at. I don't know how to exploit revenue streams, so I'm not going to talk about that. But I'm kind of trying to do this down here at the same time as doing all this up here. I'll talk more about exploiting revenue streams when I know how to exploit revenue streams, but I don't really know how to do that right now. But oh, by the way, we can find our whiskey in stores all across the state of Texas. And if you want to get one directly from us, the distillery can't send one, but I, the old humble guy, I can. So shoot me an email. That said, I can tell you what's worked, and I can tell you what hasn't worked. Uh, what hasn't worked is advice that is not actionable. Advice that's just do better, or advice that's just go make a video about, go find a trending topic and make a video. That's terrible advice. That is straight up terrible advice. Further terrible advice, because that's not actionable. My skill set is not going and finding a video and writing a script, or finding a topic and writing a script and making a video. It's not authentic. It's not how I work. It's not. My skill set is not writing scripts and doing crap like that. I've done it. I've done a few of them, but I've done them with help with um, professional videographers. I've done that, but I've not done it myself. I don't have the skill set to be able to do it myself. Uh, I've gotten Fiverr ads that were good. They're good videos. It was a good video. In fact, it's on my introductory video right now. I'm going to remake my introductory video, more in keeping with what we do, uh, with the channel. The Fiverr ad was a great ad, and I'm very happy with the ad twins. They're great gals. Strongly recommend. But going forward, that's not what I'm going to do. It's a different thing to do. What we are going to do in the future is I'm probably going to do a video of what can you expect from the Old Humble Distilling Company's channel, and it's probably not going to be an edited video. It's probably going to be just like this. It's going to go through OBS and pop in some clips, and like this is what we do. Um, maybe just do a series of show titles that we've got. I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do on it yet. I haven't thought that far ahead. And that's one of the sins that I commit frequently with my YouTube channel is I just don't think that far ahead. I've got 3 happy hours that I'm going to do this week. And two, well, 3. I've got one on Tuesday night, which is election night, and I'm working the polls election night. So uh, I don't know what that show's going to be. Maybe it's going to be my ism show when I talk about political systems, and maybe I'll talk about the election system. Maybe I'll talk about uh, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to talk about Tuesday night yet. But I need to have a thumbnail, and I need to have a description, and I need to have a title. I know that. I just don't know what it's going to be yet. I don't know what's going to be Wednesday night, and I don't know what's going to be Thursday night. I've got tonight's show technically pinned, doing whiskey trivia, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to do the show tonight. I want to do the show tonight, but I don't know if I have time. So maybe we won't have a show tonight. Maybe whiskey trivia will be Wednesday night. Maybe whiskey trivia will be Thursday night. I haven't figured that out yet. And that's one of the great sins that I have with my YouTube channel is I don't think that far ahead. It's just like I turn on the camera and grip it and rip it, let it go, see what happens. Um, but I can say that February 2022 has been the best single month that our channel has seen. And it's the first month that I've actively employed the advice that I've gotten from channel makers. Um, so, take that how you wish. Now, I can also say that what I've done over the course of this month is I've actively worked on improving the technical production quality of our shows. Um, I have I have reduced the quality of the output so that my computer could better render the videos. So rather than doing 4K, which my computer was not handling well at all, I was very much max headroomy, dropping frames and dropping. It was almost unwatchable. No, I take that back. It was unwatchable. Bull Rush's words specifically. This is unwatchable trash. It was unwatchable trash. Um, my camera was too high of a quality camera. We were dropping frames on my computer. I improved my strength of internet. I plugged in directly to the wall. This goes into this. This goes into the build your skills right up here. Where is it? This one right here. Building my skills. Building my skills towards the live stream. Not just skill, but also your equipment. So I improved my connection to the wall. Rather than going over Wi-Fi, I am now wired to the wall. Rather than using super high quality video, I'm using a little bit less quality output. So instead of going 4K output, I'm going 1080 output. And in fact, I think I may be doing 720 now. If I look at my settings, it's going to give me I'm going to drop some frames if I look at my settings. But I think I'm going out 720. Let's look at my output real quick. No, my output is actually 1080. I did not get a new graphics card. I'm going out 1080. I thought I was going out 720, but I'm going out 1080, not uh, uh, maybe no, maybe I'm broadcasting out 1080, but my video is my video is 720. I'm outputting 1080, but my video is 720. So I've downgraded the actual palette, the resolution to 720, but my broadcast is still 1080. I dropped StreamYard because that was trash. I wasn't using it anymore. I'm using OBS as my stream platform that I'm using is OBS. And when I start doing panels, when I do my next panel, the solution to my panel problem is going to be using Skype. So my resolution on the video, so I've dropped that down to make sure that I'm not dropping frames. I'm able to watch my encoding rate and all that stuff, and I fixed the settings on OBS to make sure that my encoding rate was fine, that my stream quality was fine. So everything's in line now. The next step is going to be to improve my computer, my actual physical computer, so that we can do a higher quality output stream. But well, no, I take that back. The next step is not the computer. The next step is going to be a better audio board so that when we're at the distillery and doing a band, the band can come into uh, uh, wait, they need 1-to-1 or else quality becomes clamps. Okay. Uh, I need to have the audio board so that the band can plug directly into my audio, and the audio can go into the computer, and the computer can properly send out their sound. Um, and then, so that's part of the whole building the skills, making sure that I have the uh, uh, proper software, proper settings, and the proper hardware to be able to do what it is that I want to do. I also record my stuff while I'm doing OBS. I stream it out live on OBS. I only stream out to YouTube now, so there's no point using Restream or StreamYard. StreamYard, the best thing about StreamYard was not just that I could have a panel, but so that I could go to multiple sources. I was doing Twitch and Facebook and um, Twitter and YouTube. But now I just do YouTube. I don't hardly stream to Facebook. I don't stream to multi places at the same time. But I can, if I wanted to, introduce the video using ye old cell phone onto the other platforms and then say, okay, if you want to watch the rest, come on over to YouTube, boop, and close it out to get some of that traffic. But nobody was watching me on Twitch. I'd get some people on Facebook watching me. Oh, shut it up there, whiskey lovers. I'm not old. It's just my beard's gray. I'm 28 years old. I'm an eternal celestial being of light. Uh, I can't get a sound card to do the audio because I have a laptop. So I can't add and remove cards in my computer. Okay, if the quality is 1080p and I'm outputting 720p, you're taking a bunch of extra pixels. No, it's the other way. My output is 1080 and my quality is 720. So my video quality is 720, the output is 1080. It's not the other way around. I'm not taking a big funnel and shoving it into a tiny hole. I'm taking a tiny peg and putting it in a big hole. Uh, and my output should be my output shouldn't be high. Should not be lower than 720, and my video should not be higher than 1080. Uh, but there's that. Hang on. Ugh. I had this cold last week, and it's not quite gone yet. But it's just a cold. I tested negative. So there you go. 1080p. Right. Yeah, there you go. Exactly. My camera is my video is 720. My video that I'm recording, my resolution is 720. So there you go. We're good. We're good. I got it set up properly. Trust me. I got it good. We're not dropping frames. We're not losing the resolution. We're not losing anything. So all that said, uh, I am happy with the results that we've gotten this month. In only 3 weeks, really 2 weeks, I've had the best month of performance of our channel. In only 2 weeks, we've had the best performance of our channel in the history of our channel, not counting, uh, not counting, not counting shorts and other stuff. I mean, the proof is right there in the bar graphs. This is from the analytics page, the comparison. In fact, if I wanted to compare February to January, just compare the 2 months, February 2022 to January 2022, month over month, comparison. Come on, show me January. You see, this is part of the problem here. When my processor starts to think. In fact, I'm going to let it think off over here on the side for a second. And when it pops up, when my processor starts to think, it is not doing so well. But this is 27. This is February versus January, and it's not as marked an improvement between February and January. Oops, but it is a distinct improvement. It's not as marked improvement from this year, from this month to last month, but it's a distinct improvement because look, January is a full 31 days. This is only 27 days for February, and we're up 10% up over January. Shorts feed, again, I don't count the shorts feed because I'm not working on the shorts feed. 20% over the channel pages. YouTube search is 10%, and suggested videos 25%. So we're between 10 and 25% improvement from January, and that is, again, I'm counting it as a focused result of doing the things that I need to do, specifically for and the stuff that we're specifically focusing on, mind you, browser history or browser features, channel pages, YouTube search, and suggested videos. Those four things specifically, and those four things specifically. If we do that, then I mean we've whoops. I just those four things specifically. Now we got to do a little bit more on notifications and subscriptions and all that stuff, but I haven't really focused on converting the subscriber or the views to subscribers. I haven't focused on that yet. I'm going to work on that's going to be like the next step. Once we have the views, it's going to be focusing on converting the views to build a mini-sized desktop computer, FinPuter, so I can take the distillery and use at home. I agree. I agree 100%. I need to sell about 10 cases of whiskey to do that. So get on it. Buy 10 cases of whiskey, and I'll do that on Monday. 10 extra cases, because right now we're selling everything to our distributor. I have more orders than I can fill right now, and it's frustrating because this is a whole nother thing. We'll talk about that another day. But it's good to be in that situation, but it's bad because I wish I could fill those orders because then I could get paid money. But that's January versus February of 2022. And then this is February 2020. That's January versus February 2022. And now it's a much more remarkable change between February 2021 and January. Where is it? Where'd it go? Oh, shit, burgers. All right. Well, I'll let the computer think and do its thing. If I do this for too long, it's going to start dropping frames over here. And I'm watching the stats over here. We're live. We have a strong. Anyway, I've also maintained a rule ever since the beginning that when I run out of things to talk about, we end the show. We're not going to just talk for the sake of talking. But I did want to show this one more time. This is February 2022 versus February 2021 over the four metrics that I'm working on. I worked on optimizing this month. Our browse features, channel pages, YouTube search, and suggested videos. And from year over year, we're talking 400% improvement in browse. We're talking about a 400% improvement, a 300% improvement on the channel page. We're talking about a 1,000% improvement on the search function, and a 1,000% improvement on suggested videos. So there you go. The results speak loudly for themselves, and I am elated and a little bit disappointed that I didn't start this sooner. But I also didn't look at the analytics sooner. I didn't care. I didn't give a shit. I was not looking at the analytics sooner. But we have our first mini music festival coming this Saturday, as a matter of fact. This Saturday, our first mini music festival, where we're going to be broadcasting, 12 hours, almost 12 hours of music, 10 from 1 to 10, 10 hours worth of music, 9 hours worth of music from the distillery. So tune in for that. I'm going to, once I get, I should talk just to talk because it's a engagement with your final do Q&A with the day's topic. Okay, yeah, good point. Q&A. Hit me with the Q's. I'll give the A's. We'll talk about what I'll give you another 30 minutes or so. This is what we did. This was the best advice, the best the best advice that I've gotten as far as building your channel. And I can tell you where I'm at is basically I'm in between 3 and 4, working on 5, and somewhat with 7. That's kind of where I'm at and what I've done. Um, it's been a fun process. It's been a good process. I've enjoyed it. I've learned a whole lot as far as uh, making better thumbnails. In fact, I can show you the difference in thumbnails. If we look back at my channel content and we look at my live videos, let's go back here. Let's go up here. So we look at my live videos that we've done over the past. You can distinctly see a difference in our thumbnails. Let's pop this on here. Here we go. So here's the thumbnails that we've got. We've got, look here, you've got the big old face and the description there for our apocalypse or our Brussels sprout show. And if we go back far enough, you see a big old face, that's our space theme show. A Day in the Life, that's JBZ. And then if we go down just a little bit further, the heads get smaller. This was the last technical difficulty show where I pretty much rage quit the show. And then the thumbnails get bad. The Ask Me Anything show, that's horrible. You can hardly see my head. There's the difference between good thumbnails and bad thumbnails. Then we'll go a little bit further than that and we'll see. I agree with you there, Tuna. I've picked up good skills over time. I've learned good skills over time, but engaging those skills with the YouTube algorithm, I have not paid close enough attention to the algorithm and how to. I worked off the philosophy of if you make it, they will watch, and that is not true. It is 100% not true because it's not just it's not just randomly putting videos out there. It is the algorithm is putting videos out there based on a specific metric and a specific function. And if you don't know that specific function and that specific metric, you're not getting your videos put out there. It's not just one video showing up at 7 o'clock on the network that everybody's watching. It's a million videos showing up on the network at 7 o'clock, and billions of people are watching and filtering through millions of videos. And if you're not the video that they see, they're not ever going to know that you're making good content. So they're not just going to accidentally find you. You have to intentionally be able to yell louder at the people looking for the thing that you're making. And so many variables to put together. You have to make a thing that people are looking for. And then with people looking for that thing, you have to be able to yell the loudest so that they'll find you and be most interested in your thing. So, you know, if you're making, gaming videos, you know, there's thousands and millions and millions and millions of gamers on YouTube. Millions of them. You need to be able to make a video about a game, A, that they're interested in, and B, that looks interesting for them to go after. And you know, I make hour and a half, 2 hour long shows that are live streamed. Why would, when I'm clicking through YouTube, I'm looking for 15 to 20 minute videos. If it's more than 15 minutes, it needs to be engaging as hell. That thumbnail better be something. and that description better be telling me something, because if I'm going to spend 30 minutes of my life watching your stupid video, it better be something interesting that I want to watch. I want to see a restoration of some kind of thing or whatever. But live streams are different. Live streams are things that you can put on in the background while you work. Live streams are something that you can, usually a current topic, almost like a podcast, uh, something that you can listen to or watch while you're doing something else. Um, and when I'm doing my day in the life stuff, that's usually what I'm talking about. Stuff I used to talk to people at the office about when I did work, uh, or stuff that's going on, just current events and stuff like that. I did a whole live stream where I talked about inflation. How fucking boring is inflation? But when you start digging into the the stuff that's underlying inflation and the history of the inflation that we've got, going all the way back to the 80s. I mean, hell, we've been in the environment that we're in since 1983, 84. Or anyway, that's a whole nother conversation, a whole nother thing to talk about. Yeah, that was I that technical difficulty show when I didn't intend to rage quit. I thought I closed my own browser, but I apparently I hit the end broadcast button instead, and it was so frustrating. That was the just most frustrating show ever, because that was another show where I had a guest on, and I was looking forward to talking about the topic that we were going to talk about. It was our space episode. And I was looking forward to talking about the James Webb Telescope and all that cool stuff with our cool guest, and it just everything went to shit on that show, and it was so frustrating, so absolutely frustrating. I was talking to tech support from StreamYard, and they were not helpful at all. They were like, just reload your browser. I'm like, I'm in the middle of a fucking show. What's wrong with you people? Yeah. And that was one of the things that prompted me to go on this quest to get better views, get more views, and improve the show, both from a technical point of view and an algorithmic point of view. But speaking of technical point of view, here's more thumbnails. Look at these thumbnails going back. This was I don't even know what this episode was. Our Happy Hour 2.0 episode. Which episode is that? 17. I don't even know what that is. Oh, that was our immortality episode. It's just bad thumbnails. I can't look at the thumbnail and see who's in the show. I can't see my face. I can't see Lisa's face. I can't see what the point of the show is. The graphics terrible. Let's make this bigger. Take a look at this. The graphics terrible. The description's terrible. Everything about this show is terrible. And plus, it has a copyright claim. I talked about the tools that we did with TubeBuddy. There's the thumbnail. Look at the thumbnail. It's just bad. Everything about this video is bad. Or everything about this thumbnail is bad. The graphic on the thumbnail is bad. The title of the show is bad. The description of the show is bad. The faces on the thumbnail is bad. So what I would do if I were making this video today, I would clean up that thumbnail. I would improve the I would clean up this thumbnail. I would improve, there it is. I would improve the graphic on the thumbnail. Let me zoom in on just the thumbnail. I would improve everything about this if I were doing it today. There we go. Let's cut that. I would make my face bigger, her face bigger, clean up the font, reduce episode 17, put it up here somewhere. I would make the topic bigger, maybe up at the top. Make that picture cleaner so that it was more topical. Make it so that you could understand what the background graphic would be. I love this. Just my arms, no face. I would make it so that the background graphic was more descriptive and help you understand what the show was. So that when you're looking over 150,000 videos through your home feed, you go, oh, that sounds interesting. A topic about immortality. Let's find out more. That just looks funny. Boop, there we go. So I would do more along those lines to improve the everything about the show. and just make it more descriptive and more approachable. That's the key, is to make it more approachable. I think that's the key, is to just make it more approachable the um, from the browser feed, and more approachable, more understand. I'd change the title to put the topic of the show first, and then the title of the show second, so it would be Immortality, the Old Humble Distilling Company Happy Hour. In fact, I've even changed the name of the show from Happy Hour to the Whiskey Happy Hour, because the Whiskey Happy Hour gets better. The Whiskey Happy Hour gets better engagement and better search uh, results than just plain Happy Hour. Uh, but yes, process from the distillery is also more of what I'm going to be doing. It's more of a challenge setting up the stuff in the distillery and seeing the process in the distillery, because I haven't had everything. I just haven't had everything set up in the distillery to do that. So going to the distillery and getting to work versus going to the distillery and then doing, 30 minutes of setup and technical adjustments and tweaking and fiddling to get everything set up. I'm really close to being able to just go to the distillery and flip a switch and we're recording or streaming from the shop. So that's coming up. You will see more of that in the very near future, especially when we're doing build out stuff. I'll be able to just turn the camera on uh, a case of our um, let's see here, $35 times a case of our uh, rye is $35 times 12. That's $420 plus tax times 1.0825. $455 is a case of our uh, a new rye. So, uh, but also I have to deduct the cost of goods from that, so it'd be like $2,500 total. Uh, and I could probably get a good computer for about $1,000, but I've also got to keep the lights on. So every case there's overhead packed into every case. I can't just sell the case and get a computer. I've got to sell a case and then buy more whiskey or get more whiskey, make more whiskey. Do all the stuff. Uh, so there you go. There's cost of goods sold. Montgomery. Who's Montgomery? What are you talking about, Montgomery? Um, and no, the thumbnails aren't all that bad, but they're not all that good either. They could be better. And based on the engagement that we had with our old videos versus engagement that we have with the new videos, the number of views that our old videos got versus the number of views our new videos got, just from the browser feature and the stream feature and all that other stuff. Yeah, it's they're the proof is in the pudding. The new ones are much better than the old ones. And also part of this number two, finding your voice. Whoops, finding your voice. Right here. Where's it at? Right up here. Finding your voice and building your skills. That's also part of plugging into a community, a like-minded community on the YouTubes of people who are interested in, going through and looking for other channels that do things like what you do. Uh, Oh, Montgomery was in the description. Oh, I forget. I forgot that I just like invented like stupid stories because nobody reads the descriptions. Uh, whoops, I forgot about that. But going to other live streams. I'm not really part of Whiskey Tube. I'm not really part of the whiskey community, but I do give away whiskey every once in a while. So I'm kind of tangent to the whiskey community and tangent to, but it's other live streamers and other. It's hard to it's hard to um, I know you read them, Tuna, and I appreciate that. I make the jokes in there specifically for you. I'm writing to an audience of one. Um, that's another good way to build a market and build an audience. Use the community tab to build your audience and find your voice, because your audience is going to your voice is going to shape your audience, but your audience is also going to shape your voice. And it's kind of this symbiotic relationship where you say things and you attract people, and those people guide you on what it is further that you can do, and you kind of, you know, continue that positive feedback loop or negative feedback loop, depending on what kind of a show that you do. Carlson. Um, when you either go into a more idealistic or more cuckoo bird direction, you can go either way. Um, did I say that out loud? I think I did. So anyway, guys, it is 2:21. I need to make lunch and get to real work at the distillery. I can't do this all day. I wish I could, but I need to get to real work. Um, Hook up with other whiskey lovers and squidski lovers and get them. Yes, I agree, and I've done that. I've done that. 21090 is a good channel. They've done that. Bourbon Bounty. I've got a box and a bottle waiting to go out to him. I'm not quite ready to send it out to him yet. I've got Instagrammers that I work with uh, that I can send them. That I have a couple of bottles I'm sending. One's in Canada, one's in Wisconsin. There's folks in Texas that I've wanted to send bottles to, and I've reached out to them, and they've literally turned me down. They're like, I don't know if we want to get a free bottle because and I was like, I don't mind. It's fine. You can say that I sent you the bottle. You can be honest. I don't care. Uh, so, take that for what it's worth. But also, that feeds back into that feedback loop of I want people, because I would love to have those guys on my show to talk about it. What did you think? How does it compare? Tell me more. What do y'all do? How do y'all do what you do? Where do you go? Da, da, da. I'd love to have other distilleries on my show and talk about that, because there's a lot of small distilleries that do not get the love from those tasting guys, um, because the tasting guys do Buffalo Trace and uh, uh, Buffalo Trace and Jim Beam, and they do all the big names and all the big Bullet and all the big names and all the big distilleries with all the big budgets, and they go to those guys. But small craft distilleries like mine, they get overlooked, and because they get ignored because they don't know who they are, and nobody's, they don't get the search love. So when you do a tasting of Buffalo Trace 101 or whatever the hell it is, Wild Turkey 101, Wild Turkey 101 gets looked up because people are like, what does Wild Turkey taste like? Versus saying, look, we've tried something new, try something new. So, having Left Turn Distillery or Rabbit Hole Distillery or Avonac or Fox and Dram or all these really fantastic little Milam and Ben Milam and Shire and all these really cool, fantastic distilleries, getting them on the show to get them some exposure and get them some love. But if nobody's watching, it doesn't matter. So part of this project, part of this whole process has been getting more uh, getting more views to make it worthwhile to even ask these people to come on the show. Because then I can say, look, I want to get your, you can come on my show for free and get in front of 500 people. I mean, hell, pe- distilleries, brands will pay $2,500 to go to a convention to get in front of 1,000 people. I'm getting you in front of 500 people. I can get you in front of 100 people for free. I can get you in front of 500 people for free, 1,000 people for free. How many eyeballs can I get on these shows? That's the goal. And if I can get them on the show to get exposure and get people to see it and say, look, a whole lot of people will see your brand and what you're talking about, and I don't have any problem giving you that kind of exposure, because we small distilleries, we're in the same boat. We're fighting an uphill battle of views and eyeballs, and I want to get you as much exposure as I get, and it'd be great. We can grow together and build out our shelf space together, and everybody wins. And rising tides, all boats, that sort of thing. But it starts with getting more eyeballs and more views, and that's the mission. That's the goal. Get more views. The 100,000 number that I picked for this quest, that is literally an arbitrary goal. 100,000 views is literally an arbitrary goal. It means, in the grand scheme, nothing. The difference between 90,000, 100,000, 100,000, 120,000, 60,000, 190, who cares? Who gives a flying fart? I'm at 42,000, something like that, 40,000 total views. I don't know what it is. Uh, but getting up to that arbitrary number, that magical, mythical, round 6-digit number, that's a good goal. It's a good tangible goal that I can shoot for. It may be too high, it may be out of reach, but hell, if I can get us up to 1,000 views a month, which I'm within shouting distance of right now, I'm at 800, almost 800, 750, and I did that in 2 weeks. March, maybe 1,000. April, maybe I can push that up to 15. Maybe, we'll see. I don't know. March is going to be tough because I'm going to have to take an entire week off because we're going on vacation. But I also have a big show on the 5th. So we'll see. I don't know. April, maybe. We'll see. I don't know. We have another music festival in April. So it's possible. And ultimately, if I can get us up to 1,000 views a month consistently every month, that'd be pretty fucking awesome. That'd be pretty fucking awesome. I'll take that. I'd love to get 100,000, but 1,000 every month, I'll take it. That's a good start. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, children of all ages, thank you for tuning in with me and taking this quest with me. We'll be back next week. I'll be back next week with episode number 5. I don't think I'm going to be back with episode number 5 this week, but I'll be back next week with episode number 5. We'll see the results of February and how March is kicking off, and we will know more. I want to see how this music festival goes this Saturday. But you will see more of me this week. I've got live streams. I've got my happy hours. I've got all the stuff. Notification bell to let you know when we go live. Subscribe, comment, like, do all the things that you do as a YouTube watcher, and I'll do all the things that I do as a YouTube maker. And in the meantime, be awesome to each other. Love with your entire whole heart. And till we meet again. Cheers.